This is my setup for sharpening my chainsaws outside. This is my Stihl 461. It's pretty badass, really. I wouldn't say it's bad to the bone. Okay, you get this on here, the relative height. Try to get it level. And if it's farther forward, you can do more teeth at a time. You don't want it to sit all the way down in the vise, because then the bottom tooth will hang up. But I got enough height, I think. Okay. This here is one of these Husqvarna safety chains that's on here. It's a 3/8, but I got it. I think you actually got it free, but pretty cheap anyway. Anyway, I still like to use a file guide. Sometimes you don't really have to use them. You need to, for the 3/8, I've been using the 16 30/64 or 13/64 or whatever it is. An odd one for Stihl 3/8. Okay, and if there's a brass or a yellow link, it's good to start there. There it is. So that gives you a stop and stop point, but normally you can see. Okay, so I got to put these 3 power glasses on because my sight's going out. And then it's kind of questionable whether you ride it on the rakers or on the tooth itself when you're using this file guide. Here's the 30 degrees right there. Mark on there, you make it parallel. And then the tooth should ride on this round file, you know, a distance up. Quite a bit of the file should show above the tooth. Okay, there's the first one. This isn't really dull. I've only ran 1 tank of gas through it since I sharpened it, but it doesn't hurt to touch them up. 1, 2. You can kind of feel when it goes through. I'm letting it just ride on the tooth itself rather than the raker. So you can turn it, but it doesn't change the file angle much at all. But you should, whichever way you do it the same way every time. Or on all the teeth, I mean. Don't change halfway through. You keep that 30-degree line parallel to the guide bar. There's a 30-degree line right there. You keep it parallel to the guide bar. And I'm rolling it back onto the cutter instead of the rakers. Not that I think it makes that much difference. A couple of degrees maybe on the angle. There's also a witness mark on the top of the tooth that shows you the 30 degrees, and so you can use that if you're not using a file guide. You don't really need a file guide, but it makes sure that you don't go down. It keeps the file up high. On a used chain, you want to make sure that it sits up and it's consistent. I mean, it's a cheater type thing. Uh-oh. That's acting like the tooth is hitting somewhere here. Might be hitting right down on that gut, on the vise. You can see the filings will show you where you're at too, in case you take your eye off it like I just did. For some reason, the filings, when you're filing from the other side. Okay, I'm going to pause this because you don't need to see how I do every tooth. So it doesn't take that long though.